Imagine if you could make a small shift today, just one tiny adjustment. It might seem insignificant, like a drop in the ocean. But what if I told you that small change done every day could set off a ripple effect that grows bigger with every step? When we focus on manageable actions, it takes away the pressure and allows us to start without hesitation. There's no mountain to climb here, only a single step forward. And that's how transformation begins, one simple move at a time. When you commit to a 1% improvement, you're choosing a path of growth that's sustainable and real. Think about it, just 1% better each day, and by the end of the year, you're not the same person. You're stronger, more skilled, more confident. This approach to life isn't about grand gestures. It's about creating a habit of progress. A little step today, a little step tomorrow, and before you know it, those small actions compound into something powerful. There's a magic that comes with small changes because they're achievable. You can start right now without needing to overhaul everything at once, and because each step is manageable, you can stick with it. The beauty of small habits is that they don't overwhelm, they encourage. You build momentum over time. Those small, steady gains create massive results. You're building a foundation brick by brick, and each brick strengthens your commitment to a better you. Small changes teach you patience. It's easy to want instant results, but when you dedicate yourself to just one step forward each day, you're learning to trust the journey. You're telling yourself that progress, however slow, is worth it. The small things add up. They're not inconsequential. They're laying the groundwork for lasting change, a change that doesn't fade because it's rooted in consistency and persistence. What you're really doing with each small step is proving to yourself that you can grow. You're saying, I am capable, I am committed, and I am willing to invest in myself. And the best part, you don't have to wait for a big breakthrough moment to feel proud. Each day offers a small win. And these wins, though they may feel minor, build a strength inside you that no single big leap ever could. It's not about the intensity, it's about the intention, the consistency, and the belief that big results are built from small actions. Consistency is the quiet force that fuels real change. When we commit to showing up, even in small ways, we're building something that's far more powerful than a fleeting moment of perfection. Perfection can paralyze us, keep us waiting for the right moment, the perfect conditions. But consistency teaches us to step forward anyway, to embrace the moment as it is, to take action even when things aren't ideal. There's freedom in releasing the need for everything to be flawless. When we shift our focus from being perfect to simply being present, we give ourselves permission to make mistakes, to learn, and to grow. Each day becomes an opportunity not to prove something, but to practice it. Consistency invites us to show up with an open heart and an open mind, knowing that progress, not perfection, is the true goal. Building habits is about creating a steady rhythm. Imagine the power of a river that flows steadily. It carves out rock over time, not by force, but by persistence. That's what happens when we choose consistency over perfection. It's not about doing everything at once. It's about doing anything each day. Small, repeated actions carry us forward. And with each step, we become more resilient, more capable. Every day we show up, we're reinforcing a commitment to ourselves. Even on the tough days, even when we don't feel like it, that act of showing up is a statement of belief in our own potential. Perfection might waver in the face of challenges, but consistency shows up regardless. It's this unwavering dedication that allows us to see real growth and to become someone who keeps moving forward. The beauty of consistency is that it doesn't demand grand gestures. It only asks that we keep going, keep choosing progress, keep trusting the process. When we value consistency over perfection, we free ourselves from the need to be flawless. Instead, we're free to be human, to grow in our own way, one steady step at a time. And in that quiet, steady rhythm, we build a life that feels fulfilling and truly our own. Habit stacking is like weaving a new thread into a fabric that's already part of your life. Think of something you already do without thinking, whether it's brushing your teeth, making your morning coffee, or closing your laptop at the end of the day. These are routines we don't have to remind ourselves to do. They're just part of the flow. Now imagine pairing a new habit with one of these existing routines. You're not starting from scratch, you're building on something familiar, and that's what makes it powerful. When you stack a new habit onto something you already do, it becomes easier to remember and effortless to integrate. There's no struggle to find time for it because it's connected to a moment you already experience daily. If you want to start journaling, try doing it with your morning coffee. If you want to practice gratitude, pair it with brushing your teeth before bed. These little combinations make new habits feel natural, as though they belong right there in your day. Habit stacking is about removing barriers. Often the hardest part of starting something new is just remembering to do it. By attaching it to a routine that's already in place, you take away the challenge of recall. You don't need reminders or alarms because your existing habit acts as the cue. It's like placing your goals on autopilot, allowing them to slip seamlessly into your day without resistance. There's a sense of ease in habit stacking that takes away the pressure of fitting something new, and it becomes less about willpower and more about rhythm. You're syncing your goals with the natural flow of your day, letting one habit flow into the next. Each time you complete your established habit, it's a prompt to start the next, creating a chain of positive actions that strengthens your new routine. With habit stacking, you're building a system that works for you, a foundation that doesn't require motivation every day. You're leveraging the power of routines you've already mastered, making new habits feel effortless. And as each day passes, this approach builds layers of positive growth, each one rooted in the steady support of the routines you already know. It's change that feels achievable, sustainable, and right at home in your life. Tracking your progress is more than just a record, it's a reminder of how far you've come. When we see our actions laid out, even the small steps we might have overlooked, it adds up to something meaningful. A habit tracker or journal isn't just a tool, it's a way to capture and celebrate every little win. Each mark, each entry tells the story of your dedication, your commitment to growth. And when motivation dips, looking back on those small wins can reignite that fire to keep going. Sometimes the journey can feel long and the progress might seem slow, but a habit tracker gives you perspective. You can look back and see every moment you chose to show up, each day you took a step forward. This visual record serves as proof that change is happening, even if it's gradual. Progress, no matter how small, is still progress. Tracking reminds you that every effort matters and that each day is a piece of the bigger picture. A tracker or journal helps you stay accountable too. Knowing that you'll record your actions at the end of the day encourages you to stick with your habits even on the tough days. It's a gentle nudge, a reminder that the journey is worth it. And as you see those check marks or journal entries accumulate, there's a sense of momentum, a chain of progress that becomes harder to break the longer it gets. Reflection is another powerful aspect of tracking. When you take a moment to look back at your progress, you get to celebrate your growth and learn from your challenges. Maybe some days were easier than others, or maybe you noticed patterns that helped you succeed. Tracking gives you insight into your journey, helping you understand what works best for you and where you might want to adjust. It's a tool for growth, helping you refine and strengthen your habits. And above all, tracking gives you something to be proud of. Even if the changes feel small, seeing them written down makes them real. You're building a record of transformation, a tangible reminder that you're moving forward. Each entry is a little pat on the back, a reminder that you're putting in the work, and that's something worth celebrating. Tracking isn't just about the end goal, it's about honoring the journey every step of the way. Celebrating small wins is like adding fuel to the fire of your motivation. Every time you recognize a little victory, you're sending yourself a powerful message: I'm making progress. And that matters. These small wins may seem minor on their own, but acknowledging them creates a positive cycle of confidence and encouragement. When you celebrate the steps along the way, you reinforce your belief in your ability to keep going, and each celebration makes you stronger for the journey ahead. Every achievement, no matter how small, deserves a moment of recognition. Did you show up on a tough day? Did you make even a tiny improvement? That's worth celebrating. These little victories are building blocks. They're the foundation on which your long-term goals rest. When you give yourself credit for the small things, you're also reminding yourself that progress doesn't have to be perfect or grand, it just needs to be consistent. And every step counts. Celebrating doesn't have to be elaborate, it's the act itself that's meaningful. A quick pause to reflect, a few words of encouragement, or a small reward. These moments don't just mark the milestones, they keep you motivated to reach for the next one. Small wins are powerful because they bring the big goals within reach. With each one, you're reinforcing your commitment and adding a little more momentum to your journey. This practice of recognizing your wins builds a habit of positivity and self-appreciation. You start to see yourself not just as someone with a goal, but as someone who is achieving. With each celebration, you build a stronger sense of self-confidence, a growing belief that you can take on challenges and succeed. Each win is a reminder that you're capable, and this belief carries you forward with renewed energy. Ultimately, celebrating small wins is a way of staying connected to the process. It's easy to focus only on the end goal, but celebrating along the way allows you to enjoy the journey. It keeps your heart in it, reminding you that every day, every step has value. These small moments of joy and recognition build resilience, strengthen your resolve, and make the path more rewarding. It's the little things that turn dreams into reality, one step at a time. Trusting the process is about believing in the power of small, consistent actions, even when the results aren't immediately visible. It can feel slow and uncertain at first, like planting seeds that take time to grow. But with each small habit, you're setting something in motion. You may not see the full picture yet, but every effort is quietly building toward a future of change. Trust that these small actions will add up to something meaningful, and keep your long-term vision in sight as you take each step. It's natural to want instant results, but true transformation rarely happens overnight. Change comes in layers, built day by day, habit by habit. Each small action might feel insignificant on its own, but these actions compound over time. Just as a river carves a path through rock, your habits are carving a path toward your goals. The power lies in showing up regularly, even when progress feels invisible. Trust that the work you're putting in now will eventually reveal itself in ways you can't yet imagine. Trust in the process is also a practice in patience. It requires a willingness to embrace the journey, even when it feels slow. When you commit to small, steady actions, you're creating a foundation that's strong and lasting. You're not just chasing results, you're building resilience, discipline, and growth that will support you in the long run. By focusing on the process rather than the immediate outcome, you're giving yourself space to grow without pressure or haste. Each time you choose to take one more step, you're reinforcing your commitment to the journey. It's in these quiet moments of consistency that true growth happens. Over time, these small actions create momentum, and that momentum becomes unstoppable. Even when it feels repetitive or mundane, remember that these small habits are bringing you closer to the person you want to become. Trust that the process is working, even if you can't see it yet. So keep the vision alive. Hold on to that long-term picture of where you want to be and let it guide you through the days when progress seems slow. Trusting the process means believing in yourself and your ability to create change, even if it's one small step at a time. Know that each action, no matter how small, is leading you towards something bigger. And one day when you look back, you'll see that these small steps were the building blocks of a transformation that was worth every bit of the journey. Thanks for watching.